What's up, Bills Mafia? I'm Fernando Schmude. That's your leading the charge. Long time no see, it's true, but the Bills are back and we are back as well here on Rumblings Network. So please support our channel, our network, like, subscribe. The Bills will be back today with the return of blue and red, right? The scrimmage at the Highmark Stadium today. And also today with all the Madden ratings being released, so I have access at all Bills players in the game, and I will be talking about this kind of ratings for the Bills. I know a lot of people don't like to talk about Madden ratings, or they think, oh, it's just a video game, but it's not true. Madden ratings can be taken very seriously. After all, EA Sports hold all the rights for simulation football in video games, NFL simulation football in video games. They have the exclusivity. They are the only company that can produce an NFL game, and more than ever, I believe NFL games and video games are part of how you can find and make people fall in love with football. After all, even myself, back in the day, back in the early 90s, my first contact with football was through Madden and video games. Living in Brazil, not in America, it's not like it's the most popular sport here, but I got access to Madden and started to know the teams, the players through it, and it's still a passion I have. It's still something I do. I game a lot and produce some content, some Madden content, always with the Bills, obviously, and it won't be different this year. So to introduce this part or this area or this side of my content production, I will be today talking about Madden ratings. I'll be talking about how they work, how it's not simply a number that's a random guy goes out there and says, oh, Josh Allen is a 99 or that other player is an 80. No, they use PFF. They claim to use PFF. They claim to have a lot of people watching games and paying attention to the ratings. It's not something that they have fixed all year long. They change it week by week, right? So it's a process. It's never something that's fixed that for the entire year, right? But still, it's we know players care about it. We know a lot of people care about it. And at the end of the day, you can be surprised at how much does it make sense most of the time. All right. They obviously have some mistakes. I will point them out today in this episode. They could do things differently. They won't ever be able to have everybody happy with those ratings, obviously. But it's a nice way to see how the overall national media, how the overall world sees our team, right? We can see through their eyes and have a better idea of the evaluation they do about the Bills players nowadays. We have the Bills more than ever, I believe, on primetime games now. The Bills are supposed to be better ranked because of that. They have more opportunities to watch the Bills, follow them closely. They are every year in the playoffs. They are competing every year. But still, I feel like there are some overlooked players. There are some mistakes, not just with the Bills, other teams as well. And I'll be able to discuss it with you today. Feel free to comment, to talk. If you follow the game closely, if you know how it works, if you have any questions, feel free. I will be trying to give it a look as well. And I believe at the end of this episode of the Leading the Charge, you have a better idea how it works, and even it will make more sense for you how the Bills are ranked there. It seems lower than Bills Mafia expects, but I can't lie. And with the evaluation I make from about those Bills and at the point the Bills are and how important Josh Allen has been and how the Bills really don't have a stellar roster outside of Josh Allen, or maybe putting in a better way, like the Bills have a solid foundation, have depth, have a lot of good players, but lack that star potential, lack that superstar players, lack those guys that make the difference. And the Bills have missed them in the playoffs in the last few years. It's been pretty clear, in my opinion. And I believe Madden reflects that. We can see it in the Madden ratings, and rightfully so. Okay, so I'll talk about it. Also, I want to take advantage of this early part of the podcast and the show today to tell you that obviously the Leading the Charge English will be back weekly again on Saturdays now. Today, a special episode with the ratings release, and also because I wanted to tell you that with the return of the blue and red at the stadium today, I won't be there. Obviously, I'm in Brazil, but Anthony Prohaska for Cover One will be there, and he'll be here with me tomorrow for the Leading the Charge. Okay, so you have, yes, I'm a long time away, but you have 2 episodes in a row, back to back. One today about Madden ratings, and another one tomorrow with Anthony Prohaska from Cover One here with me talking about the Bills scrimmage today. So I can't wait for that, and you can't miss this opportunity to be here and talking, asking and some questions. It will be, I'm pretty sure we'll have a blast with Anthony here as always when he's part of the show. So without further ado, let's talk Madden, let's talk Bills, let's talk ratings, and hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, my own Fernando Schmude channel as well, not just Rumbling Networks. Please subscribe to it, support. After all, I'm producing Bills content for Brazil as well, and obviously in English for Buffalo Rumblings for you, and that follows Rumblings Network. It's always a blast to produce content for y'all, okay? So Valdir is already here. Good afternoon, Bills Mafia. Feel free to comment, interact as well. Always a blast. Good afternoon, Valdir. So let me throw on the screen, share my screen here. I have some ratings to, obviously, if you are listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you won't be able to see the images and the ratings, but I will go through them and talk to you about them. If you are on my channel or Rumblings Network, you can watch it and you can see all the ratings. And today, EA Sports released the Madden ratings, all players, and we can filter the Buffalo Bills here and have the entire team. First thing that pops out, in my opinion, and it's something that I checked yesterday, and yesterday we didn't have Dion Dawkins' rating yet, because he wasn't one of the top tackles or one of the top 10 offensive linemen in the league. So it didn't show yesterday. But Dion Dawkins is one of the best left tackles in the game, all right? So he's 91 overall. Josh Allen is 99 overall for the first time in his NFL career. And I'll tell one thing. The Madden guys, they have been pretty tough with Josh over the years, all right? Josh, even with Josh being a cover guy 2 years ago, it hasn't been easy for Josh to have the right ratings, in my opinion. Yeah, Fernando, you're a homer, you love Josh Allen and stuff. Look, I believe it's undeniable that Josh has been one of the best quarterbacks in the league the last 4 years, at least, right? And he's always been around 92 overall, 91 overall. He plays an amazing game and he goes to 94. Then he has a so-so game. They downgrade him to 92 again. This year with the MVP award, finally, they made him a 99 overall. I feel like they felt pressure to make Josh a 99 overall this year because of the MVP award. He's the only... there are only 2 quarterbacks in the league that are 99 overall. Josh is one of them. Lamar Jackson is the other one. They've had Mahomes and Jackson at 99, 98 for the last few seasons. And then Josh and then Burrow around 94, 92. Not this year. This year, Josh is finally 9 overall. But even with the 99 overall rating for Josh Allen, okay, for the first time in the last, 5 years maybe, or even more, Josh always has had a 99 throw power rating. The best arm in the league, the strongest arm in the league, always being Josh. Not this year, not anymore. Josh this year has the second strongest arm in the league at 98 overall. Joe Milton, now with the Cowboys, formerly with the Patriots, is the strongest arm in the game with a 99 throw power rating. Josh is also a X factor, okay, not just a 99. People only care about ratings, but one thing important when thinking about ratings are also the development or the special abilities. And Josh has the highest level with an X factor. So he has bazooka ability, pass lead elite, fast break, gunslinger, uncored standard, dashing that eye. I won't explain every ability to you today because it will take too long. But the thing is, Josh has 5 superstar abilities and 1 X factor. Players can be X factor, then superstar, then star, then normal development players. It's very important for career mode, franchise mode, and especially 32 user franchise mode. I'll be playing here with the Bills this year, producing content in my channel, also on my Twitch, FH1S Live. So feel free to follow me there. And I will be playing as the Bills in some 32 user leagues. It will sim leagues. It's pretty fun. It's interesting. And so you can follow me there. And obviously Josh will be a stud. And finally he's a 99 player. I won't be surprised if he starts slowly or if he doesn't have a great game on week 1, week 2, they downgrade him from 99 as quick as possible. They love to do that. They are very tough evaluating Josh, as I said before, but he starts as a 99 player and the best player in the game alongside Lamar Jackson and a few others. Dion Dawkins is the only other 91 overall player in the roster. 91 overall, left tackle. All right. And that's it. The Bills don't have any other player over 90. Also, the Bills only have one more X Factor player. That's Matt Milano, but at 84 overall, it's very low for Milano. Milano is just outside the top 10 for linebackers. Like he's alongside 3 more at 84 overall and from 11th to 14th. Best off-ball linebacker in the game. I get it that Matt Milano was coming back from injury. He wasn't looking that good when he got back last season, but he looked better in the playoffs. And the news now in the training camps are that Milano is looking like himself again. I believe he can get his rating higher, and I like that they didn't take out the X Factor from him, but I think it would be fair to take out the X Factor from him. Okay, it's too high, I mean, in my opinion, for Milano. With his last 2 seasons, injuries and trouble he's had, superstar would be good enough. X Factor is maybe too much for Milano, but he has it. 84 is too low, maybe 86, around 88. Milano at his best is a plus 90 plus overall player in Madden. Should be, never been, right? And so I think it's too low. He has some good abilities from his X Factor, but the Bills have only 2 X Factor players and only 2 players over 90 overall. So if we compare them with the Ravens, with the Chiefs, and even with the Bengals, all of them have more players with 90 overall ratings. All right, I will throw some of them here. Let me pick them: Ravens, Bengals, and the Chiefs. All right, and you see that the Bills have only 2, but the Bengals have Chase, have Burrow, and that's it, and have Trey Hendrickson at 92 overall players. And the Bengals aren't really a stacked roster, right? They have been with up and downs, but they still have 3 players over 90 overall, and the Bills only 2, right? The Ravens, they are stacked. Like, they have Roquan Smith, they have Lamar Jackson, they have Derrick Henry at 98 overall, right? Madubuike, Humphrey, Jair Alexander, Mark Andrews, Kyle Hamilton, Ronnie Stanley, all over 90 overall. So the Ravens are way better than the Bills in Madden. They have a way better roster. Oh, how about 80 overall, Fernando? The Bills have around 10 80 overall. Ravens, Chiefs, they have the same number, but they have more 90 overall players. So looking at the Chiefs, Chris Jones, Patrick Mahomes, Creed Humphrey, Trent McDuffie, Travis Kelce, who I think is overrated here, but that's one of the flaws with Madden. They take too long to take people down with their ratings. The veterans are well respected and they take too long to downgrade them. That's absolutely true. I think it hurts the ratings they have a lot with this the time they take to downgrade veterans. Okay. But my point is, and Trey Smith also a 90 overall. My point is, with all the big four quarterback teams, Madden showcases, it's pretty clear in Madden that Josh Allen is the one with less help. By far, okay? By far, the one with less help. So, if that's the case, he should be the highest rated quarterback in the league, right? And again, I don't want to sound as a homer. I know a lot of people who maybe aren't Bills fans and are watching or listening to this show will look at it and will be like, "Oh, Fernando is a Bills fan. He's a homer." Not at all. I try to be fair, and I will tell you one thing: if I had to rate the quarterbacks, only the quarterbacks, okay? And you know pretty well that I've been, and I will die on this hill, that Josh Allen is a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. I've been telling you for a while now, sharing my opinion with you, because I simply believe Josh is asked to do way more than Patrick is asked to do. He has less help to do so. He doesn't have the absolutely amazing mind in Andy Reid building the system for him. He's been different systems, all right? And he still produces more or at the same level at least. And if we flip Josh with Patrick Mahomes, I'm pretty sure Josh can do most of the things Mahomes does for the Chiefs. But I can tell you, I can say that Mahomes can come to the Bills and carry the run game and be that guy that Josh has been. So I've been on this hill of Josh is better than Mahomes. Still, if I had to evaluate here for Madden purposes, and Mahomes was a 99 overall player and Josh was a 98, I'd be fine with that. I'd be fine with that because Patrick Mahomes has won the rings, and I don't think winning rings are a quarterback stat. I don't think wins are a quarterback stat. But with that said, when the game has been on the line, Mahomes has done his part. And against the Bills as well, Josh has played awesome. Like I always bring in the 13 seconds game. Josh has played that game really awesome. But Patrick as well played awesome that game. And but he did it with more help. Yes, he did, but that's something that Madden ratings can't showcase us. They can't take a guy away from the scheme he's in, the situation he's in, and make him better in a situation, worse in another one. That's something that they still haven't figured out a way to do in a realistic way. So if they had, and again, the ratings aren't just about last season, okay? Those aren't last season ratings. Obviously, the most recent games, the most recent performances carry more weight in the rating system for Madden, all right? But also they take into consideration past performances, the player's history. That's why we don't have a one-year wonder like a guy who played one good season already in the 90s, or a guy who had one tough season injured and down to the 70s. They don't have it like it, okay? So with that in mind, if Patrick Mahomes was a 99 overall guy here, I wouldn't tell you it's unfair because he earned it, all right? With help or without help, he earned it, all right? And But then comparing Josh to Lamar Jackson to Joe Burrow, and I even in the leagues I play in, all right, people in the chat and they have a hard time not being homers, and they are like, oh, Lamar should be the only 99 here because of the stats last season, and maybe Josh 98. No, it's wrong, because it's not just about regular season, it's about players' performances, it's about playoffs as well. All right. And you can't make Lamar Jackson a 99 overall player, and then in the playoffs he downgrades to 80 overall, 85 overall, 90 overall. No, it's impossible. So Lamar Jackson, I love the guy. All right, pre-draft that was my guy, the guy I wanted. Post-draft, always respected and loved his game. But if I were a Ravens fan, I wouldn't be comfortable with the performances Lamar Jackson has had in the playoffs so far. I'd be a little bit worried. Sometimes I criticize, for example, Sean McDermott, and people think, oh, Fernando, you're a hater. No, I'm not a hater. I love the guy, but I'm worried about his performances in the playoffs, his defense's performances in the playoffs. I can't close my eyes for facts, right? And it's a fact that Lamar Jackson hasn't been in the playoffs the same player he's been in the regular season. So that's why I can't give him a 99 overall rating. He wouldn't be a 99 in my book. He would be more like a 97, all right? Joe Burrow, a lot of empty stats. Sorry, you are playing from behind. You are playing in tough games. You are airing it out with the best wide receiver in the game, another 99 overall player, and another 90-plus wide receiver in Higgins. You are playing all game longs. Lamar Jackson is sitting fourth quarters. Josh Allen even more. And he puts up crazy numbers, and then, all of a sudden, he's the best quarterback in the league, or he's better than Mahomes. No, I can't do that. He hasn't played at the same level as Mahomes in the playoffs, right? And something's wrong if he's playing that well and his team isn't being able to compete or make the playoffs, right? Oh, the defense, maybe. Sure, the defense is a problem. Oh, the offensive line is a problem. He also is the last mobile of those quarterbacks here. So I'd have Lamar Jackson at around 97, 96. I'd have Joe Burrow around 95. I'd have Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen as the two best quarterbacks. And I wouldn't be mad if they had Mahomes as 99 and Josh as 98, because we got to admit, Mahomes has the rings. He has more help. Yes, that's why I'd have Josh as 99 and Mahomes as 98. But if you take overall, right, people having Mahomes over him, I wouldn't be mad at it. I think it would showcase better how those quarterbacks have performed along their careers until right now. Obviously, recently, all those three guys have played better than Mahomes, but in the playoffs, not that much, right? So just explaining a little bit how EA Sports do with those ratings, what they analyze, and how they contradict themselves sometimes, because they take too long to downgrade some players who aren't performing, like Kelsey. Kelsey at 93 overall in X Factor. I think it's too much. Fernando, you're a homer. Okay, Matt Milano at X Factor. It's too much right now because he's coming from injury. He hasn't played at that awesome level. And that's why he's an 84 overall. The 84 overall with an X Factor make no sense. I believe all the X Factor guys should be over 90 overall players, right? So that's some of the stuff they have messed up, in my opinion. But there are ways of making it more fair or making it more realistic, and they kind of make some mistakes. Bills Mafia, hit that like button, subscribe to Rumblings Network, subscribe to my own Fernando Schmude channel, help us out to reach more and more Mafia members here. Feel free to comment about those subjects, send questions in the YouTube comment section. It's always a blast to interact with you as well. And so let's go. Back with the Bills ratings, right? And again, I think it's pretty clear. The game showcased it pretty clear that Josh Allen is by far the quarterback of the top four that makes the most with the least. So he deserves that 99 overall more than anybody there right now. And the game makes it pretty clear. All right. Oh, Fernando, but if the Bills aren't that good in Madden, how did they beat the Ravens? How they are always competing? I feel like it's not uh, necessarily a reflection of having great players to have a great team. All right. You can have a great team with good players, and you can have great players and not have a good team. And that's why coaching is so important. And I have no doubt in my mind, if I have questions about Sean McDermott in the playoffs, if I have questions about his ability to lead the Bills to a Super Bowl, if I have questions about his ability to figure it out with his defense and do a better job in the playoffs to support stellar performances by Josh Allen, and I have a lot of questions and doubts about it, I have no questions and doubts about Sean McDermott as a regular season coach. And that's why he's able to elevate a group of good players. The Bills have a group of good players, and it's showcased here in Madden ratings. All right. We have a lot of 80 overall players. We have a lot of 75 and plus overall rating players. Those are good players in Madden. They aren't great, but with a good coaching, a great coaching by Sean McDermott and his staff during regular season, he can make this team a great team. And some of other teams that have more talent, more stellar, more star power, even they aren't able to be a strong team, a strong unit as the Bills are during regular season. That's the reason why, and that's why I think the ratings the Madden team gave the Bills here are fair. They aren't totally fair, but they are very fair in my opinion. I can take most of the guys that Ravens have over 90 overall or well graded. I can't really put them alongside some of those Bills counterparts and say, look, the Bills have the best options. No, it's not true at all. Going forward, all right, James Cook is around 90. He's 89 overall. He's a superstar player in Madden. So if you're playing a franchise mode, he'll be 90 real quick. He has some abilities as well. Jukebox, great jukes, backfield mismatch. That's another area where Madden could improve, the Madden team. The abilities they give the players don't always make sense, all right? Backfield mismatch. Running backs with disability have a better catch in traffic, route running when coming out of the backfield against linebackers and linemen. That's who James Cook was supposed to be coming out of college, right? But that's not who he really is. We've seen Cook dropping easy passes. We haven't seen him in a lot of passing situations on the field. Ty Johnson has been better there, and he doesn't have better ratings than James Cook in this area. What's a shame for sure. And that's where a giant company like EA Sports could find people who pay more attention to that and to help them to give more realistic ratings, especially for 70 overall players, 75, the backups, the specialists, guys that we know play better at certain situations, but they can't reflect that in the game. So I wouldn't give this ability to James Cook. You can give a lot of other abilities, even goal line ability, who makes him more prolific at the goal line would make more sense since James Cook had a lot of touchdowns last season. But backfield mismatch, I don't think it's a good ability for James Cook. He's around 89. Fair. He's a top 10 back in the league, but not top 5. Greg Rousseau, 88 overall and a superstar player. I believe he's a little bit overrated by Madden. Fernando, you're a homer. If I were a homer, I wouldn't say that. So far, I'm saying that Greg Rousseau is a little bit overrated. Matt Milano as an X Factor is overrated. 84 is a little bit underrated for him, but he hasn't been at his best recently yet. So that's why I understand the 84 for Matt Milano. He should be around 86 at his best, 89, 90. Okay. Rousseau, overrated. Not with the 88 overall, because I believe Greg Rousseau is one of the best young rushers in the league. He's one of the best edge setters in the league. But they have him as a superstar, and they have abilities for Greg Rousseau. That makes no sense. Speedster, really? Greg Rousseau is a speedster. We never see Greg Rousseau trying to turn the corner and get to the quarterback. Speedster makes no sense for him. Make him a bull rush guy. We see him 90% of his pass rushes attempts trying to bull rush people. So make him an edge setter, a bull rush guy, right? And not he looks like a specialist pass rusher here in this Madden, and it's not really who Groot is, right? Block shedding 87 makes sense. Power moves 87 a little bit overrated in my opinion, but a great young player, a great young asset for people who loves the Bills and will play as them in Madden. Christian Benford, 85 overall, star player probably, or normal development. We only can see here if they are X Factor or superstars. This guy is underrated, all right? And I will tell you one thing. If I could give you one thing that I really believe will be true about the Bills in Madden in the first five weeks of the season is Christian Benford going to around 88 overall and maybe getting a superstar in the first ability change. They don't change abilities for players like every week, but from a period of 5-6 weeks, they reevaluate the season and change some abilities for players. Christian Benford has a big chance of becoming a superstar player for the Bills, and a guy around 88 overall something. Okay, he's still very underrated, but he'll be featured in the Hard Knocks. He will be cornerback one again. He just got his new deal. People will see him on prime times again, and they will say, "Oh, that's the corner that the Bills paid before letting him hit the free agency. Oh, that's the guy from Hard Knocks who was dominating practices." So Christian Benford will be higher rated sooner rather than later. No doubts about that. His 88 speed rating is really bad. Okay, having an 88 speed corner playing is tough. You gotta play really smart with this kind of slow-footed cornerback in Madden because you can get burned easily by speedsters outside. I believe they will get this speed rating up sooner rather than later. It made sense maybe when he was a rookie post combine. He wasn't the fastest one. He got an 88 speed, but he has shown on the field football speed, shoulder pads. With wearing shoulder pads, he has the speed to run with corners. To run with receivers. He's been able to be very effective against the Dolphins pair, the two speedsters, Hill and Waddle. Benford has been extremely effective running with them. Even so, they gotta get this speed rating up and a lot of ratings up in general for Christian Benford so he can be better. 85 for Benford is really low here, and they are sleeping on him pretty badly. The first mess up, in my opinion, the worst mess up in an underrated player so far is Christian Benford here. Greg Rousseau maybe a bit overrated. Okay. Cook and Dawkins, I'm fine with those ratings. Benford underrated. Joey Bosa, 85 overall, and Joey Bosa is also a superstar. That's maybe overrating Joey Bosa, but again, this one falls on the one that I told you. They take too long to downgrade veterans, and Bosa has been downgraded, obviously, from the last Maddens, but he's still a superstar. He's still 85 overall, and he's still a very good pass rusher here with abilities, edge threat, swing club. Makes sense for Bosa. His injury rating, that's something they haven't been really good with as well. But let me see his injury rating. I didn't check it before the show. Where is it? Toughness, 87. Injury, 87. a high rating for Bosa. Unfortunately, right? We hope he stays healthy. We hope he plays awesome and he can be even better than those ratings here in Madden. But being realistic, Joey Bosa is an 85 superstar player in the league right now, with the last couple of seasons having a lot of trouble with injuries, right? Spencer Brown at 85, great stuff. He deserves it. He was bad when he was bad. When he was bad on the field, he was bad in Madden, trust me. But he deserves this 85 overall rating. Um, Normally they had him a pretty bad pass blocker, but not anymore. He's been better. All right, and he's not a superstar or X factor. That's something they have struggled to do with offensive linemen. That's another point where they could be better with more superstar, and X factor players at offensive line are the ones that deserves that. Milano already talked about him. Taron Johnson, another guy who's too low in my opinion, a former All Pro, always playing at All Pro level, always being asked to do way too much as even a kind of a linebacker in the base Bills defense. And just 84, I'd had to start the year Benford at around 88 and Taron Johnson as well, 87, 88. Okay. He should have great tackle ability and block shedding because the way he's used in the box, and maybe some abilities, even a superstar guy with some abilities, reinforcement, those ability that can make him very effective in the box. I think Taron deserved that with he's been playing really well for a long time now and still not getting the recognition he deserves, in my opinion, here. Khalil Shakir, 82 overall, the first time he's been over 80 in Madden. Well deserved. He's not a superstar, he's not a X Factor, but well deserved 82 rating. And I really believe with not just with Shakir, but with if we check the wide receivers in general, it showcases what the Bills are going through pretty well. So I think expecting much more than that is being a homer if we're being really honest. All right, because Joshua Palmer, he's a 77 overall, and Elijah Moore 77 as well. And again, Bills fans want to look at those signings, especially Joshua Palmer, and say, "Oh, awesome signing." That's a guy who hasn't been able to beat some really inexperienced guys with the Chargers. He hasn't been special for the Chargers. Just one really good season, but he's been up and down. He hasn't delivered a lot, to be honest. All right. And Elijah Moore is coming from his best season with the Browns, but still, they have a lot to prove still. So at 77, those guys are guys that could be at least 79, maybe, right? 80 at their best, but they aren't really starters for most of the teams, all right? And the Bills are counting a lot, especially on Joshua Palmer, the way they paid him, right? So 77 is 77. Khalil Shakir 82 is fair. Curtis Samuel 76, falling down every year. And then Keon Coleman 76. Fernando, it's too low for Keon Coleman. I think it's good for Keon Coleman. He's really young. If we're playing franchise mode, he's getting developed really fast. All right. He has good ratings here in catching, spectacular catch. Even his route running, in my opinion, should be lower here. All right. And his speed maybe a little bit high because he's not the fastest. His combine wasn't good. The 40 in his combine, but he has reached great speed level on the field and run after catch ability, so it could be a little bit better. But at 22 and with this size, Keon can be really, really effective and good in Madden, and I'm fine with this rating for him. I think those ratings showcase the wide receiver room perfectly because the Bills don't have really a true number one. They have from Keon and Curtis Samuel to Elijah Moore, Joshua Palmer, guys that we really don't know which of those guys will become a difference maker, or if one of them will be able to really separate from the others, right? And Khalil Shakir is the most dependable guy in the room, and I believe it's well shown here. All right. Um, then we have Ed Oliver, 81 overall, and Daquan Jones, 79 overall. Those two guys, the two defensive tackles, they are solid starters, but not great starters here. And I also believe it's fair, okay? Because Ed Oliver, let's be honest, um, he hasn't become the guy we expected when he was a top 10 player, a top 10 pick, right? So having him at this level at 81, maybe you can at his best days he's an 85, he's an 86, but he has been a ghost sometimes as well. He has a lot of athletic abilities. 81, he can be developed and become maybe a 85, but not much better than that. And Daquan Jones, 79, he has one good year in him here in Madden, and then he will fall drastically because he's old here in the game, right? Ogunjobi, 76, and then we have the rookies, TJ Sanders, Dwayne Carter, TJ Sanders and Dion Walker, 74 and 69 overall. Dwayne Carter at 70. TJ Sanders is a fun one to develop, 74. In a franchise mode, he has some good athletic abilities. He has already 81 block shedding, 75 power moves. He will be able to become a stud in the game if you can develop him properly in franchise mode. And even Dion Walker, his rating is lower than I'd like, 69. I think it's pretty low overall. But if you look at him, he has already 79 block shedding, 76 power moves, 73 finesse moves. He can become a stud pass rusher. So it's another guy, if you play him early, he will become a really good player. He can develop Dion Walker and TJ Sanders. And depending on how many 32 user leagues I be able to play, okay, I'm even planning on in one of them trying to go a win now route and trusting my veterans, but in another one trying to obviously win as well, but giving the young guys more opportunities and moving on from players that don't have aren't the long-term answers, right? So in this case, even Ed Oliver will be on the block. I will see if I'm able to play at least 232 user franchise leagues, and then one of them I will go this route. The defensive tackle group is solid. We have pretty of potential there. And then we have something really weird here with Shaq Thompson as an 81 overall player. That's where, just like I told you before, EA Sports takes too long to downgrade people. Shaq Thompson has been injured, has struggled for 2 years now at least, and he's still an 81 overall. Makes zero sense. He's rated higher than Terrell Bernard. That's disrespect. That's where the guys lose a lot of people with their ratings because they mess up simple stuff like that. So let me put the group of backers here and showcase you. We have Milano was the best one, and then Shaq Thompson 81, Terrell Bernard 79. Let's be honest, Terrell Bernard should be at least. I get it. It's 2 years. Bernard has had 2 good years, and a lot of people believe he's fallen down a little bit last year after a stellar season 2 years ago. I don't agree. He's been hurt a little bit. I think he's been awesome last season as well. I think a lot of stuff is asked from Bernard as a team captain, a defensive leader, a play caller. And when we needed him the most, he made an awesome play on Mark Andrews, saving us against the Ravens. So he is, in my opinion, a top 10 linebacker in the league. The mental part of the game should be way higher. Awareness, his awareness is 84. He is a 90 awareness guy. He's a 90 play recognition guy. So Terrell Bernard should be at least 84, 83. All right, and bare minimum. I'm considering that he's flying under the radar still. So being an under the radar guy, he should be 83, 84. But with the Bills on the prime time all the time, with his performances on the in the playoffs and all, he should be a guy closer to 88, even 90. In my opinion, he's our best defensive player. He should be a 90 overall guy, over 90 overall guy. If I'm taking into consideration just my film study, myself watching the games and watching Bernard. But just like I can understand people having Mahomes over Allen taking their careers under consideration, I can understand Trevor Bernard still being under the radar for majority of people and being an 85, 84, 83 guy. 79, it's disrespect, it's crazy. Dorian has gotten some respect with 75 now, good backup. And then we have Joey Anderson 69, Lofosho 67, Braylon Spector 63. Crazy because Spector is an option over Lofosho, and even Anderson he's been, and he's fighting Shaq Thompson. So that's bad. That's bad. And especially Bernard. Bernard is really bad. His grade is really bad by EA guys. Okay. Let me check other groups I haven't checked yet, just to give you some tips about the Bills. Please hit that like button, subscribe to Rumbling's Network channel, Fernando Schmude channel as well. Support our content. This episode will be also live on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Feel free to subscribe and support us there. So it's still on the offensive side of the ball. Okay, our offensive line has been respected. All right, and let me apply some filters here. Dawkins obviously highlighting the offensive line, Spencer Brown as well. David Edwards at 75 can see Lau for a starter, but he's the best left guard among the Bills, Chiefs, Ravens, and Bengals players. Offensive line is loudly rated normally, okay, and David Edwards is solid there. Osiris Torrance at 73. I told you in the beginning of the episode that has some trouble valuing Josh Allen. They have been very tough on him, and it's not easy to upgrade him in Madden. They haven't made him, or they didn't used to make him a high rated player, right? And with Osiris Torrance, it's the same. He's always been low rated. I believe it's something to do with PFF ratings. They take it into consideration when releasing those ratings. And Osiris is always around this. I believe it's gross. Torrance should be at least 75 as well. All right, more to the 78 this area, but crazy. And then we have Kendrick Green over Alec Anderson. Alec Anderson is the main backup, and having him at 66 showcases that they really don't pay attention to depth guys and backups. All right, Anderson should be 70, 71 at least as a backup who plays a lot. All right, Ryan Vandermark has already played at a good level. Dylan Grable has been playing and has earned a spot as swing tackle also, and they are the same rating as Travis Clayton, who's been a practice squad guy. Chase Lunt just drafted 65 over Vandermark and Grable, so makes zero sense. Zero sense. They are really bad with end of roster guys, and it's easy. It's something easy to have fixed with people who really follow the teams, giving them some tips about it, but they don't want to invest on it, it seems. Another surprise was at the tight end position because, yes, Dalton Kincaid had a tough year last year with injuries and all of us expected more. With that said, he had a great rookie season, and he is our tight end one, especially thinking about throwing the ball, right? But they have Dawson Knox as a 77 overall player, which I think is fine for him. And they have Kincaid at 75 below Dawson Knox. It's crazy. In the game, they are basically the same game, same player, same speed. Even with Dawson Knox with more agility, being a better receiver, he's also tougher, a better blocker. In the game, he's way better than Dalton Kincaid, and it makes zero sense to have those guys as similar players. They are very different players. They should have made Kincaid bad blocker, but a better route runner and a better pass catching tight end. It's not the case in the game, so that's bad. That's bad made by the Madden team. And considering that Kincaid at some point has been the number one target for Josh, having him at 75 is crazy. I believe coming from a down year, having him at 79, it would be fair, right? He's coming from a bad year. He was injured. 79. He has a lot of promise. He's the go-to guy in the passing game among the tight ends. 75 is crazy because after his rookie season, he's easily a 80 guy, 81, 82, 83 guy. So 75 is really poor for Kincaid. That's bad. Jackson Hall is 61. Zach Davidson 61. Another two bad ratings. Davidson even found some snaps last season, caught a pass. He's a guy who should be in the high 60s as a backup guy. And Jackson Hall's okay. He's a rookie. He's a rookie blocking tight end. The blocking tight ends will be graded lower than the pass catchers, but training camp, a lot of people impressed by him. I believe he will have his, if he finds the field, he will have his rating upgraded really quickly. Defense side of the ball, we still gotta check some people. The group of safeties isn't our strongest group, but Taylor Rapp at 79 is the best strong safety among Bills, Ravens, Chiefs, and Bengals. Again, all right. I'd have Taylor Rapp as a really solid 82 guy. That guy that won't be higher than 82, 83, but he won't be lower than 79 as well. A really sound tackler. He has only 86 speed. It's really bad for Madden, and I think he deserved at least being 88 speed like Hamlin, whose is lower than Rapp. All right, we can see it on the field. I feel like they finally put some respect on Hamlin now that he's not supposed to be a starter anymore. He got a 74. He used to be a 71 guy. And I think it's fair for Hamlin. He's not a good player, but 74 isn't really good, right? Ken Lewis 72. Okay, as well. Bishop 72. I have problems with this. I think he showed him when he played, he showed that he can be better than that. He showed that at least he's the same level of Damar Hamlin. In my opinion, he showed that he's better than Damar Hamlin. Cole Bishop should be a 75, a 76 instead. All right. And if he's really the starter, and I believe he will have a chance to get upgraded real quickly here. And then Derek Forrest 72, Jordan Hancock 69, guys that we haven't seen a lot yet. So can't really argue about those guys. And then the corners, right? Let me bring the cornerbacks here because I already talked about Christian Benford, Taron Johnson. Max Hairston was graded 78 overall, and he was a top 10 rookie in the game at 78 overall. Again, I always try to be fair with those ratings, and with everything we've heard from camp, Hairston shouldn't be a 78 right now. He has a lot of speed. I love it. Okay. But he's simply not ready yet. He's been boom or bust during training camp. He's done great things and has made some mistakes expected from a rookie. Now he's injured. So great at 78. All right. Great for Bills fans, obviously. But 78 man coverage, 77 zone coverage, awareness rating 70. Okay, play recognition. Where is it? My goodness, he's 67. Okay, those could be a little bit lower, not much, but I'd make Maxwell Hairston at the same range as Tre'Davious White right now. Not downgrading him much, but at 78, he's a solid starter. He's better than several veteran starters at 78. Okay. I'd downgrade him a little bit to 77, 76, and would have Tre'Davious White as well as a 78, 77, because it's pretty clear that Tre'Davious White will be the starter in week one. Tre'Davious White has been mentoring Maxwell Hairston. He's a leader. He was a former superstar for the Bills. He's a former in-game X Factor player, right? And from everything that we've heard, he's been back. He's feeling good. He's playing well in practices. So it would be fair to have Hairston a little bit lower and Tre'Davious White a little bit higher. It would be more realistic. And having Trey at 77 and Hairston at 77 as well, having Trey at 78 and Hairston at 77, 76, it would be fairer, okay? Dorian Strong at 72 reflects the expectations with him, how he has impressed people. Jamarcus Ingram at 73 has earned a lot of respect last season, but I don't think he's 2 points better than Dane Jackson in the Bills coaching staff's eyes, okay? So I'd have both of them alongside Dorian at 72. They three here, okay? And I think it would be fair. And one area that I didn't check on the offense to close it out was the running back group, because I told you about James Cook, but I didn't talk to you about the backups. And Reggie Gilliam is one of the few fullbacks in the game. He's the second best fullback in the game at 79 overall. Ray Davis 74. I think he showcased a lot in his opportunities to be a little bit better than that. We didn't really miss James Cook when he didn't play, and Ray Davis was the starter. So the gap here is too big. James Cook got better and played his best when it mattered the most in the playoffs as well and late in the season. So I get it. He deserving a high rating. But Ray Davis, he deserves a little bit more love, like 76. And the same with Ty Johnson. They aren't big names in the league, but they have played really well. Especially Ty Johnson receiving passes, being that third down back. In the way Madden rated him here, he won't see the field. All right, James Cook will be the third down back, so they could have made him a better catching traffic, spectacular catching, short route running, medium route running guy. All right, and pass block as well should be in the high 60s, because he's a great third down back. And again, it seems when it's about the guys in the end of the roster, they simply throw darts. They throw any number out there and make them. They don't even check the style of play of those players. It's sad, but that's the reality with the Madden team regarding low-rated players. So, guys, overall, to close it out, the Bills have a good team. They have a good team in Madden, but they don't have a great team. All right, the Bills they aren't in the same league in Madden as the Ravens and as the Chiefs. And I have a lot of people, a lot of respected people, having the Bills as the favorites in the AFC this year. People having the Bills as one of the best rosters in the league. Madden doesn't have it. Madden doesn't show it. And I tend to agree more with Madden than with those people who believe the Bills have a great roster. I don't think the Bills have a great roster. Sorry. I think they have a good roster. I think they have great depth. I think they have great coaching. All right. But I think they lack star power. They have an absolute superstar in Josh Allen, And then who else you can trust to win games for you? Maybe James Cook now. He's going that direction, but he's still far from a Derrick Henry or a Saquon Barkley, in my opinion. Right? On the defensive side of the ball, again, great, really good group. Play very well together, solid schemes, guys who love to try to go for the ball, create game changing plays, but superstars, we lack those superstars, those guys. I believe Terrell Bernard is the closest we have there, maybe Benford, right? And in the game here, Rousseau is the closest we have to it, and Benford and Bernard are far from it in the game. So that's something they could make a little bit better. Milano used to be a absolute superstar, but he hasn't been it anymore. Hopefully this year, 1 year longer removed from injury. But that's it, Mafia. That's the way Madden ranks the Bills, and I tend to agree. I believe Josh Allen is really the guy who carries this team. They have a solid group of hardworking players. They have great coaching during regular season, but when we go to postseason, when we need more playmakers, when we need people around Josh Allen to step up on the defensive side of the ball, on the offensive side of the ball, on the sidelines, the coaches, we haven't seen it. And that's where we have lost to the Chiefs. That's where we have initially have made a better game plan than the Ravens coaching staff. We caught them off guard in the beginning of that game against the Ravens, but we saw that difference post halftime going away, being erased, and we almost lost the game. Thankfully, Bernard made a great play. Thankfully, Andrews dropped that pass, but we were very, very close of losing that game. We had won. To tell you the truth, we had won, avoiding mistakes. The Ravens made a lot of mistakes and still almost came back in that game, showcasing that they were caught off guard, but they really had the best roster, the best uh, in-game adjustments, and almost beat the Bills there. So week 1 is just around the corner. We'll see the Bills and the Ravens again week 1. I really believe the Bills will need a lot from Josh Allen that game, because we know Lamar Jackson in regular season has been way better than what he's been in the postseason. And those Ravens are really more stacked than the Bills. And it will be a tough game. And I feel like Madden hasn't really been far from their evaluation of the Bills roster. Some mistakes here and there. Obviously, some guys that deserve better ratings. But overall, I really believe the Ravens and the Chiefs have better rosters than the Bills have, and Josh Allen has been able to really carry this team, and that's why he really deserves that 99 overall rating, and that's why he really deserves to be the best player in the game. Okay, Bills Mafia, that's it for today. Hit that like button, subscribe, support us. I really appreciate you. I will be tomorrow again live here, back-to-back days live here on Rumblings Network, because tomorrow I will have at 1 East, I will have Anthony Prohaska from Cover One here talking Bills scrimmage. So you can't miss that, and I will be here waiting for you. Thank you so much. See you around, and go Bills.